Good morning and welcome to today's Remembrance Day service. My name is Jamie Bramberger. I'm the Manager of Community and Student Affairs at Algonquin College's Pembroke Waterfront campus. This morning, I'm at St. George's Anglican Church Cemetery, just outside Pembroke. In this cemetery is the final resting place of Archie Roy Graham. He was killed in action in 1918 near the end of the Great War. At ceremonies across our nation, Canada's war dead rest in peace. Today, we remember them. Wherever you are watching this service of remembrance, please now pause and stand for the playing of our national anthem, O Canada. 2020 marked the 75th anniversary of the end of World War II, a war that lasted from 1939 to 1945. Today, we light a candle on this solemn anniversary in remembrance of the more than 43,000 Canadians who were killed in action during this war. The candle will be lit by Jay McLaren, the chair of Algonquin College's Board of Governors. This flame will rekindle our memories of those who have fallen in battle. Today we remember those military men and women, past and present, who put their own lives in peril to defend our nation and to bring peace and stability to countries in conflict around the world. Our college campus is located on the unceded and unsurrendered lands of the Algonquin people. During the Great Wars and during times of peace, many Indigenous soldiers enlisted to serve our country. The chief of the Algonquins of Pikwakanagan, Wendy Jocko, served more than 20 years in the armed forces. Her service included 2 tours of duty in Bosnia and Croatia. Chief Jocko now shares some history on the contributions made by Algonquin soldiers.
Hello, bonjour. My name is Wendy Ann Jocko, Chief for the Algonquins of Pikwakanagan First Nation in Ontario, located on the shores of Golden Lake and the Bonnechere River within the county of Renfrew. I'm here today at the site of our Algonquin Veterans Warrior Memorial, which is located within our powwow grounds, nestled close to the shore of Golden Lake. The Veterans Warrior Memorial is dedicated to all Algonquin warriors who served Canada during war and peace, and you will see their names listed on each memorial. The list is not complete, and we are endeavoring to identify all warriors to make sure that their names are remembered for eternity. My family comes from a long line of warriors with a long history of military involvement. My great-grandfather, times 6, was Constant Penesi. Of the Partridge Band, he was the son of Chief Wamboak. Grandfather Penesi fought for the British during the War of 1812, and by 1830 he was the Grand Chief of the Algonquins, which included 264 families. Grandfather Penesi's hunting territory was centered at the confluence of the Rideau and the Ottawa rivers. In his later years, he lived on the Madawaska River within the Ottawa Valley. Sadly, Grandfather Penesi and his wife died on the 13th of August, 1834, during the cholera epidemic, which claimed more than 55,000 people's lives at that time. During World War I, my uncles and great-uncles, along with all but 3 Algonquin warriors from Pikwakanagan, fought overseas in France and Europe from 1914 to 1918. At the end of the war, the Spanish flu broke out, killing more than 40 million people. At the same time, tuberculosis was carried back by many infected soldiers returning to Canada and to the United States. During World War II, which lasted from 1939 to 1945, my father, along with 5 of his brothers, 2 sisters, sister-in-law, and my own mother, joined the war effort, as did many Algonquin warriors at that time. During World War II and the Korean War, 1950 to 1953, countless influenza pandemics were recorded worldwide, claiming many lives. I am the 7th generation in Grandfather Constant Penesi's line, as I'm sure some of you are as well. The 7th generation principle is based on an ancient philosophy that the decisions we make today should result in a sustainable world 7 generations into the future. Many of us have already given life to the start of the next 7 generations through our own children and grandchildren. Our veteran warriors are gone but not forgotten. Kida, Majikik Teyesh, Ishkozi Young, Tush, Kiji, Apitazing, Khan, Kida, Kawe Timosig, Onge, Apitizawen, Ashich, Endeso, Paponagak, Kiji, Pagade Namang, Apish Epangishimo Kisus, Ashich, Kikashe Balagak, Kiga, Mametone, Nimagam, Kiga, Mametone, Nimagam. They shall grow not old as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them. We will remember them.
Thank you, Chief Jocko. During the First World War, Canadian soldier John McCrae, while huddled in a bunker in France, wrote one of the most memorable poems ever written. In Flanders Fields has been a living memoriam to the thousands of Canadians who were killed on the battlefield during World War I and World War II. Its powerful message continues to resonate with meaning for us today. We would like to now share with you the poem through a musical video tribute.
Flanders fields, the poppies blow, between the crosses, row on row, that mark our place, and in the sky the larks still bravely singing fly, scarce heard amid the guns below. We are the dead. Short days ago, we lived, felt dawn, saw sunset glow, loved and were loved. Now we lie in Flanders fields. Take up our quarrel with the foe, to you from failing hands we throw the torch, yours to hold it high. If ye break faith with us who die, we shall not sleep. Though poppies grow in Flanders fields,
Not all soldiers who made the eternal sacrifice died on the battlefields. On December 27, 1942, 8 soldiers were killed when a troop train collided with a passenger train at Almont in the Ottawa Valley. During the First and Second World Wars, Canadian troops were on the move, moving by train across the country and by sea across the ocean. Today, as we lay wreaths to commemorate Canada's war dead, we remember those who died not only in battle, but those who died in the service of their country by performing their daily duties. We will now lay 4 wreaths in remembrance of those who perished during times of war. The first wreath will be laid by Leah Cunningham, a member of our campus support staff whose partner is currently serving in the Canadian military at Garrison Petawawa. Leah is placing this wreath on behalf of college employees who have family members currently serving in the armed forces. The second wreath will be laid by Ellen Wong Gallant, also a college employee who has a spouse who is serving in the Canadian Forces at Garrison Petawawa. This wreath is being laid in remembrance of all Canadian soldiers who were killed in Canada's most recent conflict in Afghanistan. The third wreath will be placed on behalf of our students by Students Association Pembroke Office Manager Connor Benson. This wreath will be laid in honor of all students at our campus who have military connections, especially those who have lost family members in the line of duty. The fourth wreath will be placed by the campus dean, Dr. Kelty Jones, on behalf of the administration of the college and all Pembroke campus employees. World War I became known as the Great War. From 1914 to 1918, over 650,000 Canadian men and women served. 66,000 were killed, 172,000 were wounded. So many casualties when Canada had a very small population. On the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month, November 11th, 1918, a ceasefire was declared, ending the First World War. November 11th became known as Armistice Day, a day to remember those who were killed during the Great War. The Second World War took place from 1939 to 1945. In that 6-year period, more than 1 million Canadians served in the military. More than 45,000 gave their lives. Another 55,000 were wounded. During the Second World War, Canada's population was only 11 million people. The Korean War took place between 1950 and 1953. 26,000 Canadians served, 516 were killed. In recent years, during Canada's military efforts in Afghanistan, our forces suffered 158 deaths. Many of the soldiers who were killed and injured served at Garrison Petawawa. We think of these men and women as we lead into the last post in a moment of silence. They shall not grow old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them. We will remember them. The poppy is a symbol of Remembrance Day. It's been used since 1921. The 13 lines in John McCrae's famous poem, In Flanders Fields, were written on May 3rd, 1915, a day after a fellow Canadian soldier in his platoon was killed. He scribbled his poem on a note, not knowing how his words would become a symbol of a nation's mourning each November 11th. In Flanders Fields, the poppies blow, between the crosses, row on row, that mark our place, and in the sky, the larks, still bravely singing, fly. Scarce heard amid the guns below, we are the dead. Short days ago, we lived, felt dawn, saw sunset glow, loved and were loved, and now we lie in Flanders Fields. Take up our quarrel with the foe. To you from falling hands we throw the torch. Be yours to hold it high. If ye break faith with us who die, we shall not sleep, though poppies grow in Flanders Fields. On this day of remembrance, we remember them.